Hi folks, hope you're all having a great time in your sim racing lives. I am having an amazing time with Assetto Corsa Composizione by Kunos Simulations at the moment. It is better than it has ever been for me right now, and this is all to do with just changing just a couple of settings within the game and within the hardware. This video is kind of going to be a little bit of a follow-up video to my last video, which was entitled "One Little Setting Can Transform Your Sim from Pure Frustration to Absolutely Loving Every minute of it." And I am. What these settings have done, it's inspired me to have so much more confidence in the cars and feeling them on the limit. The force feedback is feeling closer now to the way it does in, say, R Factor 2, which is my benchmark for force feedback. And also just having the lock of each car correct, that's another thing that is making it feel more that way. Previously, it was, well, I wouldn't have the confidence to say, do something like this. So that's what's coming up in the video. Yes, this video is going to involve me trying to show you how much fun I'm having and how much more confidence I have driving the cars by driving badly. Yeah, it's going to involve me going to Suzuka here in this, the Mercedes AMG GT4 car, and I'm going to intentionally try and lose control of the car at each corner, or rather overpower the back wheels and regain it by the end of the corner, essentially drifting, which is not bad driving. It's very skilled. It's no good for racing though, and I've been doing a lot of proper racing as well. I've been trying out all the cars, all the tracks, maybe some cars that I've previously not spent a lot of time in, this being one of them, and I've fallen in love with it. So we're going to go for a lap of Suzuka just so I can show you how much it's improved for me. And just to say thank you to a lot of you who've got back to me in the comments who you've told me that it's improved it for you as well. And the best thing that I could ever hope for coming from one of my videos is that I discover something which then benefits you as well. And I've got some lovely comments here. So someone called Captain Malt has come on and said, "I don't normally respond to clickbait. However, you have just changed my frustration level from very high to very low. Now you are tasked with removing the grin from my face and removing the wheel from my hand so I can get some sleep." Thanks for that, mate. That's the best outcome I could ever hope for. Other people have said, I noticed something else about your settings as well. Someone else said that they noticed in my settings that I have my steering linearity at 1, and they previously had it set at 4, and it's really improved it for them. 1 is going to be your main linear setting. Now, also someone suggested in the comments that I add some road effects. Now, this is a setting that I've played with before. I've tried it on and off several times, and what I find with road effects, especially if you stick it up to something like 100, it just adds loads and loads of noise. But if you got it down at about, say, 20, where I've got it now, and I believe the person in the comments suggested this, thank you for that, mate. They said at about 20, it adds more feel to the road. I can feel, so when I go over a surface change, I can feel it better. So just a little bit of that really adds something to it. And I've got my minimum force here at 2 as well. I added a little bit of minimum force. This is a FANATEC CSW. It's a belt drive wheel, not a DD wheel. It's pretty strong, about 8 Newton meters of torque, but I thought, I'll just give it a little bit of minimum force, and that's just helped the centre a bit. Anyway, if you want to know the settings that I changed, because you may have noticed here that my steering lock is down at 0, and you might be thinking, that's a bit mad. You need to go and watch that video that I've just mentioned. I'll leave a link to it in the description. Some of you said that video is too long, so if you don't want to hear me waffling on about how good it feels for 8 minutes, skip to about 8 minutes 25, and that's where I tell you which settings I've changed. And stick around for a little bit longer after I've told you about the steering settings, because I also changed something with the brake, which has helped me a lot. Anyway, before all of that, little message from me. If you want this channel to survive, do me a favor and hit subscribe. May seem like a small thing to do, videos for you. By hitting that button, you can help us thrive. Strive and keep this town alive. Don't cost nothing, don't take no time. Come on now, keep this town alive. Please hit subscribe. Please hit subscribe. So yeah, now that my cheesy singing's out of the way, I can really I just want to show you how much fun I'm now having with this. So I've given myself a little setup here for this car called Drift, and it's deliberately set up to help me get that back end out a little bit. Obviously with the GT4 cars there's not as much setup changes as you can do with the GT3 cars, but I'll show you what I've changed. I've given myself ridiculous tyre pressures, 22 psi at the front, 19 at the back. So low they're getting a bit flat, but the reason for that is because these tyres are going to get hot and the pressure will equal out. I promise you, they're going to get really hot and it's going to get noisy. Obviously ABS and traction control are turned completely off. With the mechanical grip I've increased the preload on the differential as far as it'll go to 80 Newton meters to get that diff nice and locked up to enable me to overpower the back end. Anti-roll bar is at 2 at the back, as high as it'll go and as low as it'll go at the front. Another little thing, I haven't changed anything about the aero, that seems to be working out just fine, but I have taken off all of the rebound on the dampers on the rear, just so the back end doesn't step out too much under this deceleration. I want it to step out mainly under power. So this is gonna be fun, and I hope it just shows you how much joy this is giving me. I've been racing in this simulation constantly for the last week since I changed these settings. I cannot put it down. It's fantastic. I feel like I've got force feedback which is closer to R factor 2 now, which is my benchmark for force feedback, and with the correct locks as well, because I've got the correct locks in R factor 2 automatically. Now with that in this, I know when I'm getting to the lock I can catch these slides. It's brilliant. So I'm waffling, so let's get out there for a lap of Suzuka just to show you how much fun I am now having.
Give it all you got.
So let's get rid of our HUD. Right, so that's the HUD out of the way. Just want to see the track. Let's start her up. Oh, why have I not driven this car more? Just the sound of this thing alone. Ah, it's immense. Right, time to have some fun. Oh,
Stay away from
sorry, this video might involve me laughing quite a bit. It's very enjoyable. Cold tyres, first corner. Second corner, can we do a bit better? Oh, yes! Okay, right. Can I get the transition right here? In third gear. Yeah, not too bad. Oh, that's a good one. Yes, happy with that. As I am that. Now obviously these drifts aren't huge angle drifts because this is not a drift car with a huge steering angle and all the rest of it. It's a GT4. But it should give you a good idea of how much confidence these settings have inspired in me to drive these cars on and beyond the limit. Right, second gear I think we want here. Suzuka is a really smooth track, but I am feeling everything I need through the steering wheel. It's loading up correctly as it gets close to the lock each time. It's hard to put into words, it's just I hope this video can just show you how much joy this is giving me, because I can't really explain it. I really can't. I'll just let it speak for itself. Right, this is a hard one. Fourth gear, unsettler. It's just brilliant. Right, second gear. May have just screwed that one up a little bit there. Do apologise. But there you go. Hopefully that looks good on the replay cameras for you as well. I'll try and remember to get the replay cameras in this video for you, but it's just... I've got to leave it there, folks. Look, you know, this has been a bit of fun, but I hope if you've seen that other video, I'll leave a link to it in the description. I hope those settings have helped you out. Like I said, if you don't want to watch the whole thing, skip through to about 8 minutes 26 or 25. For those of you that these settings have really helped out, I'm so pleased. For any of you who already knew about these settings, hello, I've just joined the club. It's brilliant, isn't it? I'm absolutely loving ACC. Assetto Corsa Compass is the only by Kunos at the moment. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. And once again, if you do enjoy my videos or you find them useful, if you want this channel to survive, do me a favor and hit subscribe. May seem like a small thing to do, but it enables me to make more videos for you. By hitting that button, you can help us thrive. Subscribe and keep this channel alive. Don't cost nothing, don't take no time. Come on now, keep this channel alive. Please hit subscribe. Please hit subscribe.